With all honesty, I've had a team member look me in the face. One told me, "You will never succeed in business." Yes, it's a team member who worked for me. The other one said, I was the worst person she ever worked with. And I'm going to be sharing some stuff about myself shortly because, I was thinking about my life, the process I've been through. I think about it every day. I think about where I am now, and I think about how I've gotten to where I am now, and I'm like, dude, you've been through a lot. I mean, I say this with all humility, right? Like I said, I started officially 14 years ago, and if anyone is to be tagged a failure, that would be me. That would be me, honestly, because I have failed multiple times. With all honesty, I've had a team member look me in the face. One told me, "You will never succeed in business." Yes, a team member who worked for me. The other one said, I was the worst person she ever worked with, or something like that. I can't exactly remember. And to be very honest, I do not blame them, and I don't feel offended. I don't. For me, it was a motivation for me to become better. I wasn't good, but their feedback, because I see it as feedback, right? It was a feedback for me, and it was a positive feedback. Honestly, I did not feel insulted. I didn't. It just made me realize my loopholes, areas where I need to work on. I've had team members that I couldn't even pay their salaries. I couldn't pay their salaries. And I've had to completely shut down the business, tell everybody to just stop working, hold on till I figure this thing out. The process. Refining. When you think about the process, think about refining, because the process refines you. There is no successful business person or entrepreneur that is sustainably staying at the top or achieving success that has not gone through the process of refining. And let me tell you one thing about the process of refining. The thing about the process is this: it never ends. No. You will always go through the process of refining for every new level. It never ends. So, if you're not ready to constantly go through the process of refining, especially if you are setting huge goals for yourself, except if you just want to play very low. If you just want to play very low, it's okay. You probably would not experience a tough refining process. That's fine. I mean, how we set huge goal in our company, we are aiming, you have no idea. We are aiming very high. As a matter of fact, what we are doing currently, I wouldn't say unimaginable because we have imagined it. We've imagined it, obviously, but it is what so many private equity companies would not do. And that's what we're doing. We are taking such a step, even though it's highly risky, it's tough, requires a lot of effort. Where other private equity company or firms are taking the shortcuts, we are like, we're going straight. We're heading this direction. Other people are not doing it, doesn't mean we can't do it. It's tough, it's hard, it's challenging. Yes, we will do it because we're paving a new way for other people coming behind us. So we are using our own structure, our body to clear the way because there's no path there, but we are clearing the way. We're creating a path. And do you know how tough that is? Do you know the sacrifices my team members are currently paying? Every single one of them. I mean, every single person in the team, from top to bottom, every single person. Sometimes, I mean, even before recording this video, right? I've had team members chatting me 2 a.m., 3 a.m., fixing things. Oh my God, deliberating on stuff. Commitment, refinement, the process. So if you're thinking that you're going to just start a business and you're going to start seeing success immediately, I am sorry. It doesn't always work like that. Even if you take on funding, even if you have all of the capital in the world, financial capital in the world, even if you have the best team members, it doesn't work that way. It's a principle. There is always a process of refinement. Have all of the resources that you need. You will still have to go through it, except if you do not want to birth the idea you see in your mind into reality. Except you don't want to convert the success that you see in your mind into reality. If you want to do that, you will have to go through the process of refinement. So I'm letting you know this now before you start a business, because you're going to experience challenges. The process comes with challenges and it is tough. It is very tough. So because I chose to be an entrepreneur, right, it was a decision I made. I'm like, I'm not going to work. Like, I'm not going to take a paid employment. I took employment, but it wasn't paid, right? And I chose to work for free because I wanted to learn. So I took employment, but it wasn't paid. And I did that for a couple of times before I eventually started out my stuff. And I was doing my stuff, and the process kicked in, of course. I mean, the process started like immediately. The moment you said yes, the process have started, right? So the process for me started immediately. And guess what? Things started going bad. Things started going bad. I was married. I got married when I was 27. That was in 2014. There were issues, financial issues. Like, you have no idea. I had to do several things to just keep the family afloat, and the family wasn't even afloat. All right. Sometimes we just go deep in the water and then we struggle back up and deep down again. In 2020, just when COVID started, I lost my son. Precisely in March 2020, I lost my son. Literally holding my son on my hands, lifeless. In 2021, my marriage crashed completely. 2022, the divorce paper was in court. Same 2022, lost every damn thing I had in terms of properties, except from just one thing I didn't lose. Every other thing, like, I lost everything, to the point that I became homeless. I was sleeping in my car for months. For months, I was sleeping in my car, and I was driving Uber and Bolt. I was doing that in Nigeria, and I'll drive in the day because I had nowhere to sleep. In the night, I sleep in my car. This happened for almost like a year plus, almost 2 years. But in that process of refinement, I was researching, I was studying, because I had my phone. I was taking lessons. I was listening to Tony Robbins. I was listening to Dean Graziosi. I was listening to Russell Brunson. I learned about Myron Golden, I think in 2022, late 2022 or thereabout, right? And I learned about Myron Golden through Russell Brunson. And oh my God, I was taking lessons and I was developing myself in the process, and I was planning, and everything that is happening right now that will make it, that is becoming reality. All of those things were in my mind. And even though I knew that my current circumstances as at that time was tough and was terrible, it didn't look like I was going anywhere. It looks like the whole world was crashing on me. I knew that it was temporal. Yes, I knew it was only temporal, and I was going to go through that phase because it is a phase. So it's not like everything is perfect now. It's not. Again, remember I said there's a process, and there will always be a process, rather, for every level. There will always be a process. So it doesn't mean that I have arrived. Trust me, I haven't even started. We haven't. I have just gone through that first phase of the starting point in the journey, in the entire journey. I've just gone through the first phase. Now I'm in the second phase, gaining stability gradually, with system in place, with processes in place, that now you can predict things based on the system and processes you have in place. However, it doesn't mean that challenges will not come. Challenges will come. Few weeks ago, I was having a meeting. I was going to have a meeting with my directors, so that an alignment meeting with my directors, especially in the aspect of acquisition for a startup we're looking at acquiring, and the person who's in charge of our acquisition process and all of that, right? Just few hours before a very crucial meeting, the person was like, I'm done. I'm not working anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. And you're the director of our acquisition portfolios. Are you kidding me? That was a challenge that I did not wake up that day to encounter, and it happened. And that is the process. Whether you like it or not, It will happen. Unforeseen challenges, hurdles. The life of an entrepreneur is not tailored to go in a particular direction. It's a roller coaster. You wake up one morning, it's something. You wake up the other morning, it's something else. You have to deal with something. You have to keep dealing with things.